Hello, welcome to Serena Tarot. This is your pick a card interactive reading for the solar eclipse in Gemini on the 10th of June. I'm just cleansing space quickly. For those who have not done this before, the idea is that you pick a crystal that you feel most drawn to and go to the timestamp on the description box below to get your message. Now we have three crystals here. We have Amethyst, Tiger's Eye, and Obsidian. Okay, and I will do the sound bowl in a moment for you to tune in and see which crystal's jumping out at you. It's not very clear on the video at the moment, but you get the idea. Okay, so just a little bit about this forthcoming solar eclipse. Okay, so we did have a total super full moon eclipse recently, and that was quite an intense energy. Those of you especially who are quite tuned into that sort of energy. Now remember that eclipses, you feel the intensity of it about 4 or 5 days before and after when it actually occurs, and when the repercussions of that sort of quantum leap forward, you usually feel for about a good sort of 6 months. So allow those sort of energies to sort of shift into your sort of your lifestyle, and be ready for the next one. So the next one is basically a solar eclipse. Now what that is basically a new moon in front of the sun. Okay, when we have a new moon, it's all about intentions. Okay, creating something new, setting new choices for the future. This particular eclipse is in Gemini. Okay, Gemini is all about information overload. Okay, being up in the mental body, in the head space. So there are going to be this is the time now, really, when we hit the solar eclipse, to create new intentions for the future for yourself. Okay, so it's like a clean slate in terms of decisions that you want to make for the future. And because you're going to be having quite a lot of information overload from on a global standpoint, and also within yourself, it's actually really important that you choose your decisions wisely. Now, because there's going to be so much information overload and new starts and new ideas and imaginative ways of moving forward, it could be that you're sort of stuck in your headspace a bit, and it might be a bit overwhelming. So the idea here really is that when you've got all that energy in your head, it's very important to have the awareness and acknowledge what you are thinking about. Okay, because what can happen is you can get too stuck in your head, too stuck in overanalysis, too stuck in kind of information overload in terms of the decisions of what you want to create for your future moving forward. So the best way to kind of identify what's going on in your head and your thought patterns is to check in with what you're feeling emotionally. Okay, because what you're feeling emotionally is your body, and your emotions is basically your little radar to tell you whether something is a good thought or a bad thought. Okay, is it a high vibration, is it a low vibration? Okay, so use your feelings at this time to really kind of, in a way, just pull that mental body down to more of a grounding state, because in the headspace we're all sort of up there in the sort of the third eye and the crown chakra energies, and getting information from above, and our emotions are more sort of in our heart and the pit of our stomach feelings. Okay, so we need to sort of pull the mental space a little bit lower and it will help to keep us a little bit grounded during this time. Okay, as in this being a new intention, a new moon, and an eclipse with that. Okay, it really kind of charges it with a lot more energy. So really it is about decisions moving forward, and really you can completely change up major decisions in your life moving forward. Okay, because the decisions that are going to be made with this eclipse are going to really have quite a big impact on your lifestyle moving forward. So it's important you make the right decisions. And when we've got all this information overload in our head, it can be a little bit confusing. So again, the best idea is to then pull that energy down, figure out how it's making you feel inside, and then move forward. And when I say feel inside, it's very simple. It doesn't make you feel good, or does it make you feel apprehensive? Okay, if you're making a major decision about your work, is it it's that question of, okay, is it going to make me feel good? Is it going to kind of make me feel quite passionate and excitable and content, or is it going to make me feel a little bit frustrated and it's monotonous, but the money is good? You see, so it's that information overload of like, well, the money is good, but it's going to make me feel a bit crap. So really you need to kind of make the choices based on how it's making you feel. So be really wise about your decisions moving forward. Okay, so let us start with the sound bowl. Okay, about 20 seconds just to tune in, and you can make your choice and then go to the timestamp below for your message. All right. Group number 1, those who chose the amethyst crystal. Let us see what is coming to you. What do you need to know for this forthcoming solar eclipse on the 10th of June for your highest good, please? I'm doing jumpers out the pack. Energies are non-gender specific, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If you like it, there we go. Then you can, oh, we got that lovely crown chakra coming up with that amethyst, that purple over there. Okay, so these are intuitive cards, and I see what I pick up on, but see if there's anything that you pick up on first of all. Okay, this is the number 9, which talks about grand endings, and we have this drop which looks like a drop of water, and it's almost as if that's a zip that's been opening up to the future. We've got a lot of crown chakra energy and heart space here with the green energy ray coming through as well. It's like you're moving towards the core, you're opening up a new gateway for yourself. In the headspace, in the crown, it's quite high in the chakra range, but it is fueled by the heart space. It is fueled by love. So your clarity of your mind is going to have, which is really lovely, it's going to have this, it's like a housing of the love energy, of the heart space. It's so your clarity is accommodated by your heart space, meaning that you're having wisdom in moving forward, in unzipping your pathway forward with how it equates to the love and the heart space. Now we have this little, I don't know if you can see that, but there's almost like this little creature at the bottom here holding this, what looks like a pearl or an egg here. And this represents, we've got a little bit of that. Yeah. It's almost a little bit of the darker shadows coming through, but only a very little bit. Okay. What I'm really noticing here, it's almost as if the egg is hatching and you have this little creature that's coming out. And so this would remind you to be aware of where your so if we think about eggs, and eggs create birth new life, okay, and the creature that's cracking out of this egg is probably not a creature you want in your sphere. So it's almost like being aware of what you are cracking open, what you are bringing to life. So if it is a thought process that is pregnant with something of a sort of a shadow side, or a sort of a darker energy, or self-serving energy, just have an awareness of that. Now, it's only at the bottom over here, it's not really around the tops over here. So it could also be that you are cracking the egg of some sort of low vibration negative energies that have been housed. Again, this I don't know why, but this concept of housing and accommodating seems to be coming through. So it's really a case of cracking that egg open, seeing the sort of the darker natures of things to allow it to set free, as well as being very much aware of what ideas you are hatching. Okay, ultimately though, it's a really positive card. We've got this white light here over here. Okay, that's the only sort of dark element to it, and everything is that higher third eye crown chakra energy coming through, which is housed by the heart space. So you're definitely moving forward into a sort of a more balanced space. I mean, I'm talking about the top 3 or 4 chakras really, and it's just that little root chakra down there that needs to be kind of addressed. Let us get Sacred Destiny. Let's see what theme is coming for you. This eclipse on the 10th of June. What theme is it, please, for group number 1? What do they need to know, please, for this eclipse on the 10th of June for their highest good, please? Thank you. Oh, dropped on the floor. Bear with me a moment. If I can just find it. Ah, we have delight. Delight, delight, delight. Beautiful. Okay, so this is almost like a sparrow who decides to move for according to the seasons. They are flocking birds, and this also reminds me, surrounded by the grass here and the flowers, this is sort of abundant, fertile environment, and the freedom to really spread your wings. Oh, this is really nice, really, really nice. Let's see what else we have. Okay, fine. So you're going to be having moments of delight coming your way with this moving towards the crown and heart space. Let's see what else we have. Okay, how is this affecting group number 1, please, for the highest good? How is this affecting group number 1, please? Oh. There's definitely a sense of freedom coming through, okay? But the freedom is housed and accommodated by that clarity of the head space, which is made wise by the heart space. So that is what is freeing you up. And with the delights, there's a lot of exciting things that are coming away. So let us just see. So we have called Judgment card here. Okay, so Judgment talks about it. It's almost like a second chance at things as well. It could also be a resurrection. Judgment is when you have to make a choice, or Spirit delivers a choice to you that you need to make. Okay, it's a number 20, which reduces to a 2 in numerology, which talks about the next step. Okay, you have your beginning, which is a number 1, and the 2 is about sort of bringing another rod and setting a root into to create a kind of duality. But duality as well can also be polarized in terms of a decision this way or that way. Okay, Judgment, resurrection, and then we have patience, a 14, which reduces to a 5, which talks about change or obstacles. It's a midway between the cycle. I want to see, before I go ahead, I want to get one more. I want to see why the patience is here, which is also can be, patience is like the Temperance card in tarot, and it can also talk about that divine timing. So maybe the timing is now, maybe the timing is right or ripe. We'll find out as we clarify. But let's see, anything else please for group number 1? Oh, no more. Okay, fine. Right, let's find out what this Judgment is all about. What is this Judgment? Remember I was talking about choices in Aquarius. Huge, big choices that need to be made. Sometimes it can feel like a choice is being made for you, but that is just a delivery from spirit. There's an angel there. Okay, why is call here, please, for group number 1? What do they need to know? Can you clarify a call card, please? Thank you. Oh, 3 of Wands, 7 of Cups. Well, yes. 3 of Wands is that sort of waiting card. You've got 2 rods firmly in the ground. Remember I was talking about putting the rods in. He's holding the 3rd cup and he's ready to wait for his ship to come in. So it's something that perhaps you've been working on and now you're waiting for the next level. You're waiting for the judgment would be whether you get... It's almost as if like if you applied for something, like a job, or and you're waiting for the answer, you're waiting for the application to come through. It might not necessarily be a job, it could be kind of like sort of a legal matter that you are sort of it's something that's to do with maybe like an application of basically improving your lifestyle. So this is like the ship, he wants the ship to come in. The ship is coming in, so he's now waiting for it to come a little bit closer to shore so he can jump on that ship and sail away to have that freedom. And then we've got the choices card here. Okay, now this can sometimes talk about having too many choices, sampling choices. It could also be a little bit of a daydreaming energy here. So it's weird because the judgment is here and there's a waiting and still sort of deciding what to do. But let's go further. What else? Oh, okay. We got the Hierophant here and we got strength. Okay, so Hierophant talks about higher learning, organizations, regulations, systems. It could also be a spiritual ascension. And then we've got the strength card over here, which talks about the strength card doesn't come up unless you need it. Okay, the strength card basically reminds you that you actually you've got this, you've got what it takes, but it will require a bit of courage and determination and taming your wild beast, taming that egg that might hatch into a shadow self. So it's like you're wanting to make a choice about how you want to take the next step of your life. Now, it could be a physical move because of that ship and that water, but it feels a little bit like, I don't want to say stagnant, but it's like you are up in your head a little bit about what to do, where to go, and with the strength. I want to get a bit more. I know this is a general reading, so it can't be too specific, but it's almost like what I'm feeling for you is that it's like you actually don't know what decision to make, you know, or you want to make the right decision, but you're a bit sort of scared. Not scared. It's like it requires courage. That's what I'm saying. Okay, we've got the Queen of Wands here, which is that entrepreneurial spirit. And then a Knight of Cups. Okay, so action with the heart space. All right. Okay. I'm going to clarify further. But from now, what I see that's going on for you is with that new moon, with that intention of that solar eclipse for you, it's like you're at that precipice. You're at that precipice of making a decision moving forward. And I feel like it is work related, but if we think of that solar plexus energy, that passion, rods and fire energy, which is what wands are, also refers to spirit. So when we talk about fire energy and we talk about your spirit, it's about your passion, your motivation, your drive forward. And so I feel like a decision needs to be made on either a work situation or your spiritual development, but it's like anything that is something that makes you get really excited to move forward. And initially you're kind of not so sure, you're toying with many aspects, you're toying with many sampling, and you're kind of not sure what choice to make. Ultimately, the choice you want to make is that which is going to put you in an element which is going to be empowering in terms of what you're doing, and how you manipulate your energies in the right way. Okay, now this tells me that the best way forward and you moving forward is going to be applying your motivation and your sense of passion forward in a place that is quite loving, from a place that is that knights are action cards, right? And it's fueled with the Knight of Cups. It's about emotion, so it's fueled by the sense of I'm going to create this new reality for myself, based on that heart chakra, based on what I feel. Okay, so the Queen of Wands is definitely, it could obviously be someone in your sphere that you're waiting for information on. If you were doing an application, this would show it's very favorable for you. But because we've got the Hierophant here in Strength, it's almost like you have to work a little bit. It's like fancy footwork with red tape almost, or you've got to make sure that all your T's are crossed, all your I's are dotted, to do things the right way by becoming independent. Now the Queen of Wands, she's wearing actually a cloak over her head. Okay, so what she decides to do with regards to where her passion lies, okay, she doesn't like to be seen, if you know what I mean. So she likes to keep her ideas to herself, but it doesn't stop the fact that she is a go-getter. So she's an absolute go-getter, and she speaks her mind, and she doesn't always want to show her sort of internal desires. You know, she doesn't want to kind of show other people where her motivations are coming from, but she's fueled by this desire, and that fuel is coming from the heart space. I want to clarify even a little more here, because it feels like a decision needs to be made, okay, and it's a decision that's affecting, ultimately coming down to the heart space, what makes you feel happy. But how you feel happy is how you manage where your passion lies, and your passion could very well be your work, but it's something that gives you that new lease of life. But because we've got this these cups over here, you're still sort of undecided. So maybe it's just a case of doing some further research. I keep dropping these cards. Where's that card gone? A second. Maybe it's a case of if you're in a moment of, if you need to make a judgment call, okay, with that card, if you need to make a judgment call and you're not quite sure what to do, because you've been waiting, you've been testing, you've been looking at all the options and stuff like that, choose within how you can work the system in your benefit. Okay, so make sure you do things the right way, and also make sure you do your research before you move forward. Because once you've done your research and you've covered your back, so to speak, then all it is just a case of taking that that feel the fear and do it anyway. It's like, once you've got all the kind of the systems in place, and you know where you stand on a kind of like a sort of a real kind of physical way, like okay, I have this idea to do this, but I need this paperwork sorted, I need to communicate those to those people, blah 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 blah. Okay, so make sure you have all of that sorted, especially with the Gemini new moon. There's going to be lots of information over there, so make sure you handle all of that. Once you've handled all of that, it's literally just a case of you having the courage to believe in the possible, rather than be fearful that, oh no, I don't know if I can make this decision. So I feel like you are going to make the decision, and the decision is going to be fueled by ultimately what is going to make me feel happier within myself. This card fell on the floor. This is the Seven of Rods, okay, and I was thinking about this Hierophant over here when I was doing the cards. So the Seven of Rods talks about justifying yourself, protecting what is yours. It says that you are able to stand in your own power and stand up for yourself, as long as you don't sort of go to methods of blaming other people, or kind of, you know, don't indulge in any of the tit for tat situations, okay? But you are able to stand up for what you want. So if you have this idea and you're not quite sure initially because you've got all these different options, and you decide the one that makes you feel more loving towards yourself, that's going to be more empowering for you, it may be that you need to do quite a lot of paperwork and checking things out and making sure everything's, I mean, I think we're in Mercury retrograde at the moment as well, so quite a difficult time to be doing things like that. So you really have to double check any paperwork and the small print, you know. But it does tell me that you are going to be able to have your unique idea, your unique plan. You would still be able to, even if it seems completely impossible, you will still be able to stand in your own right here and stand in your own strength and be able to stand your ground. So if, for example, it was a legal matter and you needed to, the justice card hasn't turned up, but if it was, for example, as a legal matter where you applied for something, you're waiting, and then you needed to work with the systems that be, which is a Hierophant, you are able to evidence everything, okay? You're able to protect what is yours. It is favorable for you. So the choice you really need to make is really, it's going to be all about your passion, about driving forward, taking that next step, maybe a relocation. But choose what's going to make you feel good in the heart space, what's going to be emotionally exciting for you, okay? Now, the Knight of Cups does wear his heart in its sleeve, but that's the only way to take kind of calculated risks. There's no point in going forward and choosing to do something and put all your energy in it when you actually have fear about, oh, well, it might not work out, it might not work out. That's where the strength cards comes in, okay? You've got to have the strength to feel the fear and do it anyway, because it moves you. It moves you, because whatever it would do otherwise is give you this great idea that you don't want to embark on, and then all that energy does is stay stagnant in the pit of your stomach and you feel regret, okay? So you don't want to regret. You don't want to live a life of regrets. You want to need to make the choices that are going to empower you in a kind, loving, wise way. And then that bravery of moving forward and kind of going, you know what? It's for me. Now, again, we go back to the Core card. It can be that second chance of something that you tried before and you think, oh God, I don't think it's going to happen for me anymore because I've tried it, it's not working. If you try it again, it's going to come right, because you might be coming from at it with a different space. You'll be coming at it with this emotionally fueled excitement rather than the fear. Perhaps if you wanted to do, if it's a repeat of something you tried in the past, maybe the past experience when you tried to do it, there was too much like fear-based energy infused there, okay? So if you need to make a decision or do something, start over in a different way, especially with that intention for the solar eclipse, you it's very promising for you. It's very positive for you, because you'll be coming at it from a different space, a different point of view, fueled by this empowered energy, which has worked as a result of understanding where your fears lie, okay, acknowledging them and moving forward anyway. Okay, I'll just get another little card on the strength card here. Okay, anything more for the strength card, please? Anything more for the strength card, please? Thank you. Okay. Oh la la. Holy moly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Strength card. Oh, I've got goosebumps. Okay, we've got the 10 of Pentacles here. And we've got the Fool card. Okay. So the strength that you're needing is courage, in terms of, will I have long-term stability if I take a leap of faith? This is that long-term stability card, the 10 of Pentacles. You don't get higher pentacles in that. And this is that brand new beginning. Okay, that's what I was talking about. Feel the fear and move it anyway. So the strength is needed to sort of firstly acknowledge that actually that is possible, but it's also saying, yes, 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 feel the fear, do it anyway. Have the courage, because this new motion forward, this new intention that you have, this new idea to put you in this space over here is going to give you long-term stability, okay? So Take that leap of faith. The universe will support you. Wow, guys. Very exciting. So if it was something that you had done before and it didn't quite go according to plan, you have a second chance at it. And as long as you approach it from the right space rather than a negative space, it will flourish. It will flourish. Okay, let's look at patience. Why is patience here, please? Why is patience here, please? Thank you. The moon. Okay, so illusions. Things not so clear cut. Ooh, 5 of Pentacles. Feeling a little bit isolated. Maybe strapped for cash initially. Okay. Or it's the illusion that you are isolated. The illusion that you are unsupported financially. 8 of Pentacles, working hard, burning the candlelight, burning the midnight oil, as they say. Okay, going back to the drawing board. King of Swords, dealing with authoritative figures. Okay, truth, details, facts. And the High Priestess, ooh la la. So, intuition, secrets being revealed. What else do we have, please, for patience, for group number 1? Thank you. You see we've got the choice card again, the Lovers, passion, and we have 4 of Pentacles. Okay, remember I said that she likes to keep a cloak on. She doesn't give away too much information with regards to what she's passionate about. It's important that she does what it takes to make whatever happen, but to keep, if it was a new sort of business venture, not to tell too many people, you know, because hold back. Right, okay. So all this is telling me, group number 1, is that once you charge forward with that heart space, with that emotional drive, it's going to be so many delights you're going to be getting to sort of synchronicities to confirm that you are actually in the right space now, okay? The patience is going to come whereby you're going to be moving into this, once you've decided, yes, you've made your choice, you've done your judgment call, and you move forward into the next stage. You're going to be hit by a period of, and it might only be a week's time, you know, it might not be a long period of time, but you're going to come across a period of time whereby you need to go a little bit deeper into this sort of strength energy about knowing that you deserve it and knowing that you can actually create long-term stability for yourself. Meaning, you will, with the Moon card and the 5 of Pentacles card here, initially how you're going to feel is that I'm not so sure I can actually make a living out of this. I'm not so sure that I'm going to be financially secure. I'm not so sure that going by myself, I'm going to be feeling so isolated and not supported by people. The Moon card with that basically tells you that you are in a delusional state. I'm just reading the cards. In terms of that, feeling isolated, you are supported, in fact. So your emotions might be going a little bit feverish, so to speak, with regards to like how feeling connected or disconnected, okay? And that's the thing. But all you need to do is just feel that, go work through that, because that's why the patience card is. It's basically spirit saying, okay, you've made your decisions, you're moving forward, and that's all positive, and we salute that. Now you're going to have a period of time where you naturally are self-doubting yourself, okay? Because things aren't so clear-cut, because it's a new avenue you're moving into and you need more information. And until you get that information, you're going to start feeling a little bit of self-doubt, okay? So all you need to do to rectify that, now because you're feeling that self-doubt, patience comes in, because it says, okay, well, first you've got to deal with that. First you've got to figure out the self-doubt before you can move on to the next level, because there's no point. You can't move forward, you can't create what you want when you're in that self-doubt kind of vibration, okay? So all you do, understand that that's going on as well, and try and put that to one side, and then go back to the drawing board, continue to work with what you're doing, despite the fear that you might be feeling and the self-doubt. Work, okay? And I mean, in some cases, the King of Swords could be a mentor, could be a sort of a financial advisor, could be a lawyer, could be someone who understands the facts to a certain degree. So I feel like this is a very positive person in your sphere with regards to what you are working on. But it also reminds you to make sure that when you're working hard, you're looking at all the facts, all the figures, okay? With Gemini, there's a lot of information coming in, okay? A lot of communication, a lot of kind of up in your head space, okay? So get down to the nitty-gritty. Try and keep it factual. And as you do so, you are going to start to feel a little bit more in tune as to where your, it's like, when you do that, when you put your energies in a positive mindset rather than the self-doubt mindset, your intuition is going to become heightened, and maybe you'll get a bit more information regarding the situation, especially with regards to how you were feeling the self-doubt before. Passion forward. Make the choice that brings you passion in your life, okay? Make that choice. And that choice may, it may be that for a period of time, you need to, firstly, keep your cards close to your heart, okay, with regards to your endeavors, and also be a little bit conservative about money, but not too much that you break the flow, the energy of money, okay? So keep the flow going, but keep a little bit aside in order to make this this new move going forward lucrative for you, okay? So it's basically, you're going to be balancing a lot of things at the same sort of time. Initially, it's this eclipse and this new intentions for you is all about making that choice, okay? It's all about choice for you. And I see that you're going to make a very positive choice. You just might have a little bit of a dip of self-doubt, but then you can move forward. Let's get a Moonology card. Okay, what does group number one need to know? What does group number one need to know about the solar eclipse on the 10th of June? Thank you. What do you need to release? You see the Judgment card, okay? I mean the Strength card is all about feeling the fear and doing it anyway, having the determination. What do you need to release? You need to release this illusion that you're unsupported and there's not enough. That's what you need to release, okay? In order to thrust forward, to move forward. So that will help you, if you can identify within yourself energy that you need to release, that is going to help you to drive forward from more of a heart space there. Let us get an oracle card for you. Okay. Yeah, I do want to just clarify this Four of Pentacles just a little bit more. Any more information on the Four of Pentacles, please, for group number one? Thank you. It's that Eight of Pentacles again, that working hard, and the Five of Swords. Okay, so when you're working hard and maybe holding a little bit back, make sure that it's not a make sure that you are not shooting yourself in the foot, okay, by doing it. So be mindful about your spending habits and be mindful about what information you need to keep close to your heart and when you need to give away, as long as you're not kind of holding so much back that you can't move forward. So again, it's about you've got to balance it. There's a huge big balancing act with all of this. You're balancing both your heart space with your motivation forward, and you're keeping your fears in check, okay? Right, oracle card please for group number one. What do they need to know please for this solar eclipse? Thank you. Yes, breaking the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Okay, so ultimately, you remember I was saying in the beginning about the eclipse, this eclipse being that some of the decisions you make now are going to change the course of your life forever. I mean, we know that with any decision we make, but this is on it's quite a big scale because of this eclipse and the other planets that are in the cosmos at the moment. With this ancestral chains, it's basically saying that whatever you are endeavoring to do, the reason why it's so difficult to make that judgment call, to make that decision with regards to this fear-based energy of self-doubt, and can you actually support yourself, will you be supported, comes down to where your comes down to things that you brought on from previous past lives and your family. Okay, the mindset of self-doubt that for some reason you have taken on into your life, and now by doing this, by making that decision, by taking that leap of faith, and obviously doing the work in order to do it, but by charging forward with from the heart space, you are actually breaking a huge cycle in your lineage. Okay, you're breaking the chain. So actually, even though you might think, okay, well, this is a very big move and I'm very excited and it's going to change my lifestyle, what it's actually doing is it's affecting you on a much higher level. Okay, if you are able to do this, you are now saying goodbye. No, that belief system, that ideology no longer serves me, even though I've been brought up with that, even though I've been holding on to that. In order for me to move forward, the only way I can do it is by breaking that and releasing that that chain of thinking. Okay, and the only person who can do that is you. Nobody else can do that for you. But when you do so, if you can do so, because it's quite a big one, like on a spiritual aspect, it's enormous. If you're able to break that chain, okay, the sort of the vicious circle, the kind of constant going back to the same thoughts, the same belief systems that are really, it's just a complete fallacy, okay? You can believe anything you want to, you just make the decision to do it. Much easier said than done though. If you're able to do that, you are moving onto a very prosperous path. Right, let's get a little charm for you. Well, I've got my eyes closed. You'll just have to trust me on that one. Okay, can we get a little charm, please, for group number 1? Whoa, yes, we have the fish. Okay, obviously this can refer to Piscean energy if you resonate with that. But the little fish is all about it's if we think of koi fish, you know, it does bring the money in. Fish, whatever that you're working on forward, it's going to be nutritional. It's going to not only feed you, but it's good luck. So you'll have the money and the nutrition, so to speak. It's a very positive in terms of money and nourishment, food coming in. It's you've got more than enough. Okay, so that is your message, group number 1. I really hope it resonated. Very positive, a lot of balancing to do within your sense of self, but you've definitely got it. You've got this, and it's big. It's big. So if it did resonate, please do like, subscribe, comment and share, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye. Okay, let us move on. Okay. Group number 2, those who chose Tiger's Eye. Let's see what messages come up for you. So we'll get an intuitive card first of all. I take jumpers out the pack. Energies are non-gender specific. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Right. Group number 2. Ooh, nice. Right, you got 19, which reduces to a 10, which talks most all about endings and new beginnings all in one, because a 10 then reduces to a 1, which is a new beginning. Ah, this is beautiful. I don't think I've ever had this card before. This is, even though there's a kind of I work a lot with colour, even though there's quite a lot of purple and violet there, which is all about the crown chakra, that oversight, I initially was feeling that heart space, and it's so floral, it's so beautiful, it's so kind of delicate, and you see how the shapes are almost geometrical as well. So there is divine, like clarity, mathematics, like equations. It's like there's divine order for you, And it's beautiful. It's so soft and delicate. I don't see anything negative about this card at all. Geometric, the shape of things, the order of things, divine orchestration. Could be funny if that card came up. Okay, let us see. What is the theme for you, for your eclipse? Okay, group number 2, Tiger's Eye. Solar eclipse on the 10th of June. How is it affecting them? Stillness. Oh, yes. Okay, like a swan. You never see the feet underneath going under the water. They're graceful, soft. Remember I was saying about delicate? Everything's so delicate and gentle. And when you have that stillness, you have the time to look to the stars and see the clarity of the stars. You're really connecting to a higher sense of oversight, bigger picture, higher perspective by sort of stopping and slowing down and moving with grace. Ooh, so it could also be a bit of a calling card in terms of if things feel quite chaotic with that Gemini emotional intellect overload, information overload on this new moon. The call is to slow down, stop, find stillness within yourself and move with grace. Let's see why. Okay, Major Arcana. It's so delicate though. It's like such a feminine, divine feminine energy as well. Night times. I feel like we've got also a little bit of the aurora, the northern lights in the background. That green really reminds me of that heart space, the green energy chakra. Green ray. And the foliage that's around him is in white. It's almost as if it's like snowed on, crystallined. And we know that when things, there is snow, when there is things frozen over, it's a cleansing state. It cleans the earth, you know, by freezing it and then allowing everything to melt and take all the toxins with it and drain it out again to the seas. Right, okay. Can we get a couple of major arcanas, please, for group number 2? Thank you. We have Brand New Beginning, the Fool card. Hello. What did I talk about? 19, 10. Endings and beginnings, brand new beginnings. So you've got a huge new beginning starting for you. And then we have Justice. Oh my goodness, group number 2. This is exciting. Any more? Oh, yes, it's getting better, it's getting better. And the Fortune's Wheel. Okay. Group number 2, you guys are in luck. The reason why you've got these new beginnings, justice in your favor, and the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor is because you've managed to slow down, observe the things that are happening around you without getting emotionally involved in it, and watching your own life, watching the people around you, your relationships, and watching the globe, the kind of things in the news, watching that all from an observational standpoint where you're not sort of feeding or allowing anything to fuel any fear within you. You're sort of in that observational state, and as you can be in that state, then you see the opportunities moving forward, and that brings about this balance as well. Oh la la. Okay, let's see for Fool. Why is a Fool card here, please, for group number 2? Why is a Fool card here, please? And they're both angels as well. Angel, angel. Oh, lovely. 2 majors again. We've got the Empress and we've got the World card. Yes, yes, yes. Because you've come to the end of a major cycle, okay? You've come to, we all have cycles in our life. Eh? We have little mini ones that go round, and we have larger ones and enormous life-changing ones. You are sort of coming to the end of a huge cycle, and when you come to the end of a cycle, you need a moment's pause to reflect and to celebrate what you have learned, you know. So you want to drive forward into this new avenue with the Fool card, which is basically something that you haven't done before, ever. It's like a whole new way of thinking and believing. but you are sort of, in order to jump into that, you really need to recognize an ending. Really allow yourself the time to sort of reward yourself for going through that, because so often we get sort of put down so many times, we have so many disappointments, and then when something good comes, it's like a sigh of relief, but we forget to actually reward ourselves and celebrate and give honor to that, you know, because we are then moving forward. And by giving honor to something that's ending, okay, it is really honoring yourself, because it's giving you the sort of yourself a pat in the back. It's being kinder to yourself. It's allowing yourself to kind of, and as you do something like that, it almost, you're putting energy in it, you're serving it as a ritual, and when you do that, that energy really kind of closes that off and gives full closure to it. What else, please, for the Fool card? You're going to be moving into a very creative space at the moment. Everything's working for you. You've got the abundance. The Empress has like that unconditional love, and she's got everything it takes to make anything happen, to birth anything new into creation. That's what she does. She's the divine feminine. Remember I was talking about the feminine energy coming through? Well, it doesn't get more feminine than that. The Empress. She is the highest of the feminines. She is the divine feminine. So you have the energy surrounding you to really birth new creations in whatever scope or fashion that serves you. Thank you. Knight of Swords, communication coming in. You see that Gemini energy. Ooh, lots of Gemini energy coming in there. And then we have Strength card. Okay. Oh my God, we got the 9 of Cups. Oh, group number 2. I'm so delighted for you. Okay. Information is going to be coming through to you, okay? You are embarking on a whole new venture in your life, and I feel like this is pretty big. You're doing that because you've got the stillness and you're working with the heart space and the higher vibrations. With the fast-paced energy that's coming through, the strength is needed to both keep up with that pace as well as maintaining the stillness and the observational aspect that you're doing. That's where the strength is needed, that determination to be able to handle the fastness of all this information and the backwards and forwards communications, okay? Because the Knight of Swords is all about sort of action orientated, to do with communication, anything from the mental body, okay? It could also be in terms of with that new venture that you have, the strength is needed to make sure that you again find stillness in your mental body, because there's a lot of information overload and you don't want to be carried away with that. You want to allow it to serve in your favor. And then we got the nine of Cups. So you are getting what you want. This is a wish fulfillment card, okay? This is celebrating. The 9 is that ending of that kind of, this is what it's all about. This is what I chose. And you've got that. You've got that. Really positive, group number 2. Oh, that's too many cards. Let us move on to Justice. Why is Justice here, please? Okay. Let's see. Justice, Justice, Justice. Thank you. Oh! we got the 10 of Cups. We got 9 of Cups and 10 of Cups. Okay, this is the highest emotional happiness in terms of your home life, your family life, things that where you feel emotionally supported. And oh my God, you've got the 10 of Pentacles too. Guys, this is massive. 10 of Pentacles talks about either an inheritance or large sum of money coming your way, but this is automatic. This is basically long-term security and stability. Okay, 5 of Swords. Okay, it talks about competition or inner conflict. I want to see where this is going, because it's almost like, hang on, let's go a little bit further. What else do we have, please? I'm not so sure about those. I didn't feel. Let's try that again. Can we get another one, please, for Justice? Thank you. Knight of Pentacles and the Moon card. Okay. Okay. So, these are incredibly positive cards. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, especially after the 9 of Cups. Incredibly positive cards. So for them to even turn up in your reading is a beautiful, beautiful sign. Okay, it's showing you that these are the things that are available for you. These are the energies that are available for you. Ultimately, with the Justice card, what I sense that is happening here is where there has been some injustice, the justice card never doesn't come up unless there's been an imbalance or an injustice. Okay, so if there has been an imbalance or injustice to do with your home life, your family life, or your sense of long-term security and money, that is going to come into balance. Okay, there has been some difficulties surrounding that. Okay, there's been some conflict regarding your home life, your finances, and your basic sense of long-term security and stability. Okay, there's been some conflict, there's been some, maybe even some backstabbing, there has been some, and as it results to your inner conflicts as well, with regards to, okay, well, I don't feel like I've had that, I don't feel like I've had the balance. You've got the Knight of Pentacles, okay, which talks about slow and steady wins a race. It talks about doing things methodically, okay, slowly and surely. You are guaranteed success with this one, okay. And then we've got the Moon card over here as well. So there could be areas of information that hasn't been brought to light just yet. Justice is going to bring it out to light, okay. So information, again, we're talking about all this information overload. There's going to be so much information coming at you, affecting the headspace. Again, what I said in the beginning about using your feelings to determine where your mind and your thoughts are at, you can again go use that same tool. So if you're feeling, you know, a bit rotten about an idea or a thought or a feeling, if you feel rubbish about something, that's basically telling you that you need to check in with your thought patterns, okay, because it's not serving you and that's not helping you. Ultimately though, if you have been involved in something that has been unjust in your home life, in your family life, or with regards to your money and property and long-term stability, I feel very sort of property home orientated here. Justice is turning in your favor, okay? Yes, it might be a little bit shady or shaky with regards to other people that have been involved, okay? But you've got what it takes with that Knight of Pentacles. You just keep slogging away. You keep going, because justice is turning in your favor, okay? There has been an injustice. No more. We're going to look at Fortune's Wheel now, which is, it's a good tarot card. So they're always in the upright position, which means it is positively aspected. Oh la la! We've got the Three of Cups here. Okay, celebration, reunion, get-togethers. Five of Cups, regret from something from the past, not being able to see in the future. The Chariot, victory, triumph, fast motion forward, maybe even a physical move. Knight of Wands, action orientated from the spirit, the passion, moving forward. So Fortune's Wheel is coming in to show you that it's almost like you've got this. So Fortune's Wheel is like a gift from spirit. It's like an interlude. It's something you don't foresee coming, okay? It suddenly comes in and changes things up. So where you have maybe felt unjust, or there's been an imbalance with regards to your home life, your family life, your friends, your property, your money, your security, just keep going at it. It's coming right. It is coming right. And as it comes right, you're going to have a get together. You're going to have some sort of celebration, some sort of reuniting networking event, whatever that is, where you're coming together with people and family, friends that you haven't seen for in a while. Okay, that is going to allow you, I feel like this is actually, usually this is quite a negative card, but I feel like it's really positive because of that Fortune's Wheel. Okay, because of the surrounding cards. This is telling me that where you have been regretting, you're still upset about things in the past that didn't go according to plan, because that's essentially why we always get disappointed. We decide something, we make a plan, we decide it's going to go a certain way, and then inevitably it doesn't, and then we are upset about it. That's exactly what it is, right? And it could be from a very small petty thing to an enormous thing. But essentially, it's all about, we made a decision of how things were supposed to go and they didn't go that way, okay? So there's no point sticking and grieving over that. It wasn't supposed to happen the way we decided it should have been, okay? Spirit has a much higher perspective. Our inner beings have a much higher perspective of the right things for us. So when things don't go according to plan, let it go, release it, because the future holds much more prosperity and the right path for you. And I feel like with Fortune's Wheel and that Three of Cups, it's almost like this reunion or this get together, or this gathering, or this celebration where you just suddenly let loose and change your energy up, it's going to allow you to see, oh, hang on a second, why was I crying over that? Why was I so depressed over that? I'm finished with dwelling on the past. I'm going to move forward with the Chariot, because I understand with my shadow side and my light side, I understand the things that upset me and the things that bring me prosperity and happiness. Okay, and now I'm able to take the disappointments from the past and move forward with triumph and victory at a fast pace. And as I do so, I'm driving forward with action, spirited by my passion. It is really beautiful. Group number 2, my God, I love this reading. Okay, let's go for a Moonology card for you. What does group number 2 need to know, please, for their highest good? This is a beautiful reading, guys. Really, things are coming into place for you. You're charging forward. You're soaring high. I would never say that expression before, soaring high. But there it is. Right. You're very close to achieving your goal. And yes, I've got goosebumps. Have faith in your dreams. I've got my hairs are standing on end. I don't know if you can see that. Ooh, I get confirmation. I get goosebump confirmation from spirit. It's always lovely. Okay. This new venture forward, this whole new way of life, this whole new mindset that you're moving into, okay? As long as you're able to balance yourself with some stillness and see and observe and watch things unfold and keep the faith, your goals will be achieved. I feel like for you, group number 2, the biggest thing I can say is don't force anything. Don't force anything. Just basically watch, because it's all unfolding before you. And that's what stillness is all about. And that's what the heart space and the crown space is all about. It's about having that faith and that trust. It's quite difficult to do that when we get scared about imbalances and injustices, and then we get angry and there's fear. But actually for you, you don't need to do anything. You just need to watch. It's all just going to be laid out for you. There's nothing you need to do. Right, can we get an oracle card, please, for group number 2 for their highest? Thank you. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? This is what I was talking about with regards to this energy, where you have been worried about, things in the past that are not working for you. Okay, the niggle is asking you to release that. This conflict with regards to injustices regarding your home, property, family, sense of security and stability, okay, that is just telling you that things aren't just, okay? So the niggling feeling is basically giving you that little heads up, okay, something is niggling at you, okay, gives you the heads up that you are not sort of in that sense of stillness of the observation, okay? It's basically telling you that you've gone too much in your head, or too much in your you need to raise your vibrations. That niggling feeling is telling you that, right, things might seem a little bit cloudy or shady or misty at the moment, but actually it's going to come right. So I would say group number 2, there's nothing you actually need to do for this eclipse. All you need to do, or you need to be, is nothing to do, just be, and be in that stillness, okay? So if you find things sort of crumbling up with too much information, and now you need you don't know how to handle all the information, it's just slow down, find the stillness within you, because that niggling feeling is saying, oh, you've got to do this. No, slow down, stop, watch, have faith, and see it as it unfolds. So the niggle is reminding you to find that stillness within, okay? So there's nothing you have to do for the eclipse. You just have to be. Let's get a little charm before we go. Okay, group number 2. My eyes are closed. You'll just have to trust me on that one. Let's see what we have. This one. Oh, hello. We've got an arrow. And it is actually an arrow of love. Now, this could obviously talk about romance. You've got Cupid's arrow there for you. But also I feel like this is the arrow of love in terms of that heart space that you have, okay? Moving forward with integrity, of that healing motion. There is movement here. Arrows represent movements, and it is fueled by the heart space, okay? And the reason why all these things are happening to you and unfolding before your eyes is because this is the arrow of love from spirit, giving you basically a step up, a little reward. It is beautiful. Group number 2, I wish I had this reading. I wish you all the best. If this did resonate with you, please do like, subscribe, comment and share. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye. That was nice. Okay. Group number 3, those who chose Obsidian. Let's see what message we have for you from Spirit. Okay. We'll start off with an intuitive card. I do take jumps out the pack. Okay. Energies are non-gender specific. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Okay. Group number 3. This is an intuitive card, so we see what comes up. What does group 3 need to know, please, about the solar eclipse on the 10th of June? Group number 3. Thank you. Oh, you actually got the exact same card as group number 1. Okay, so we've got a lot of kind of crown chakra there. Okay, we've got a lot of heart chakra there with the green ray energy. We've got this zip unfolding, opening up for you. And as it opens up, I'm picking up on something different than that first group here. It's like as you're opening up, you're seeing the distortions. You're seeing the shadows. You're seeing your own inner gremlins, okay? So kind of different to the first group, I'm picking up on something where you're starting to really open your inner self and look within, and no one is ever able to do that unless they're on a strong in a strong place. You know, you can't look at the skeletons in your closet. You can't really have a look into your belief systems and your negative self-talk and all that sort of stuff unless you feel like you're in a strong position to do so. Okay, because otherwise you just it's unbearable. It's you have to be strong to heal. You know, you have to be in a good place to heal, to allow yourself to open up to that. Interesting that came through. Let us get a theme for you. Group number 3. What's group number 3 need to know, please, for their highest good for the solar eclipse on the 10th of June? Gateway. Oh, you see what I was talking about? Opening up, unzipping. The gateway is like that portal. The gateway card is like, there's a card in my other deck which is very similar to it, about like crossing the threshold. Okay, the gateway where unicorns are possible, you know? It's when magic, it's like when the ethereal spirit world mixes and blends into the physical world, and you have an opening, a doorway, you're opening up, you getting to the next level because you're in a strong position to do so. This is also a time, I mean, I don't normally talk about this because it can be a little bit woo-woo, and I know that it puts a lot of people off, but this is definitely a type of magical time for you. Okay, it's a sort of a supernatural, a kind of paranormal time for you when you're starting to see or like miracles happen as well. You know, you're taking that next step. You can't ever cross the gateway unless you've gone through a dark time. That's what comes up with a gateway card. You can never, it's like any major movie you've ever watched, adventure, you know, where you have to go through a lot before you can get your prize, you know, get the treasure. And the treasure for you is obviously internal bliss and happiness and all that. But by crossing the threshold, by moving into the gateway, you have traveled to get to that gateway, and now the portal is opening up for you. It could also be, if you're interested in anything like this, I don't know why this is coming up, but it is. If you're interested in any sort of kind of channeling, connecting with spirit, I feel like the gateway is opening that doorway for you, okay? Which is really lovely. Okay. Oh, thank you. We have, oh, the Tower, okay, crumbling. And we've got Temptation, which would be the Devil card, okay? Now, I'm feeling quite positive about this. They're two quite scary cards, but I'm feeling quite positive. Do we have another one, please? I'll explain why in a minute. Oh, no more others for group 1 2. Okay, fine. Okay, the Tower comes crumbling, right, when the foundations are no longer secure. Okay, to build the tower. When you originally built that tower, now the tower can represent your home, it can represent your work, your family, your friends, your relationships, your sense of self, your spirit, anything. The tower is a construction that you have built over time, okay? It no longer serves you, the foundations are rotting, so it comes crumbling down. The Tower is basically a sort of a heads up from spirit and a sudden change of upheaval into your life, okay, to bring about something new, to build a stronger foundation for yourself, which is now in more alignment for you, okay? So this could be a shock or surprise, but absolutely what it's going to be is it's going to really put you outside of your comfort zone, okay? That's why you're coming to the gateway. That's why I'm excited about this. Temptation, okay, temptation is, so in like normal traditional tarot, temptation would be the Devil card, where you'd be like, oh, my focus is on negative self-talk, it's on confining, restriction, possession, greed. It's like too much of that. But in the Good Tarot deck, this actually talks about, I now am seeing where there has been and a sort of a type of obsessive nature about things. So especially if we think about Gemini and that solar eclipse in Gemini, it could be obsessing over of information, that overload that comes in, you know, where so much energy and intellect comes in and information that it's so confusing that, and then there's a certain kind of tendency to obsess over it, to try and figure it out and analyze it all. Okay, so with this card, it talks about seeing the what's a good word? I want to say the word rot, but that's not a good word. It's like seeing, it's like suddenly seeing the festering nature of the place that you were originally in. So if we use a tower as a metaphor for any of the things that I explained, you know, your family, your work, your whatever situation of something that is crumbling, it is bringing to light that those negative energies that have been at play, right? This obsessive, this compulsion, it could even be a person, right? And by allowing that to happen, it's opening the gateway. It is unzipping, okay, those little gremlins in your life. Now the gremlins, you can define that in any way, shape or form. We all have our little gremlins. The thing is, some of us know our gremlins and others do not, okay? When we acknowledge our gremlins and love them for what they've done and how they've served us in the past and let them go, we are more in alignment with our true selves. When we don't know our gremlins, we end up running around in square circles, repeating past behavior and past patterns, and wonder why our life isn't changing for the better, because all we do is keep experiencing the same sort of patterns as before. It's because we don't know our gremlins. So you guys are getting to know your gremlins, okay? And as you do so, you're crossing the threshold. The gateway is opening up for you, okay? Now, if you're one of those people who feel like, well, you are aware of your strengths, your weaknesses, I don't really like to use those terms. If you are aware of your light and your shadows, and you have done a lot of inner healing, inner work, and you're thinking, oh, this doesn't resonate because I feel like I've done the work, I've done my healing, I'm aware of all these things, I've been changing things up. All I'm saying to you, this is taking it to a whole new level. Next stage, right? Step up. Let us go to Tower. Why is Tower here? Oh, thank you. Nine of Pentacles. Hello. So this is going solo. This is independence. This is having all the resources you need to move forward. And with that falcon, that foresight. Right, what else do we have, please? I do feel very positive about this, actually. Oh, I'll take those. I can't take those. It's too many. Knight of Wands. Passionate. Move action forward. This is definitely a quantum leap for you guys. This is a shift to your reality, like big time. What else do we have on the Tower card, please? Thank you. Ooh! Ace of Cups. Brand new beginning. This could be new love as well, okay? This could be what the shake-up is. But it could also be a brand new self-love too. It's anything that is emotionally charged, like, yes, I see it. I have the cup. The cup is my heart. And the wine are my emotions. Wine is in W-I-N-E, not W-H-I-N-E. We're not whining here. We're whining and dining. Thank you. And then we've got the Chariot. Yes, yes, yes. So this Tower moment that's happening, that crumbling, that shake up from spirit, okay, it's going to put you out of your comfort zone because you're so used to things being a little bit heavy and dark and and a struggle. It's like you're so used to the struggle that sometimes it's quite difficult to accept the good things that come in our life because your habit has been surviving the struggle, okay? Now, what's happened is you've crossed the threshold, you've got that gateway, and now the Tower is shaking things up and bringing you a brand new surprise. Now, the brand new surprise could be one of two things I'm sort of picking up on. One is that you are now independent, and I feel like that financially independent. You have all the resources you need to take the next step. Or say, for example, if I explain the energy rather, so say, for example, your house got burnt down. Okay, really extreme, I know, but your house got burnt down, and initially it's so overwhelming and devastating, but actually you get this enormous cash payout from your home insurance that allows you to go and build a better house. It's that sort of energy with the Nine of Pentacles. Whatever the shake-up is, it's allowing you more freedom and independence, okay? Now, the freedom and independence could also be freedom and independence from a romantic partner. It could be, okay? Because information came through and now you are now moving in your own independence. Forward as well with a lot of excitement. So perhaps this is something that really needed to happen. Okay, this is for some of you. It's not going to resonate with everyone. Okay, and as you do so, you find that either a new love or brand new sense of freedom and emotional well-being in yourself for your future, and that enables you to drive forward with victory, with triumph. Okay, really, it could even be a relocation. Ultimately, what I feel like with this energy is that whatever is going to come that's going to put you outside of your comfort zone, you might initially feel, oh my God, this is too much, this is too much, this is too much, for any reason. You know, you can either feel like, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. You're ready. You're ready for this. You are ready to now charge forward. This, it's just so positive. It's so positive. This is a total gift from Spirit because you reached that threshold. You've reached that point where now you've unzipped everything and now you're moving on, okay? You've unzipped the pathway and you can see it now with that falcon over there. And you're driving forward with so much vigor and enthusiasm. You've got like this whole new lease of life. It is beautiful. And you, as you're thrusting forward, you know that you're supported. You know that you're emotionally sort of fulfilled. And you're taking that with you and you're moving on. Okay, moving on. Let's go to temptation. Why is temptation here, please? Yep. Ace of Wands. Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands. Guys, seriously, this is amazing. Right, what else do we have? Oh, there's too many. There's too many cards, please. Can I get just a few cards, please? Not too many. Otherwise it becomes too specific and I need to remain this as a general reading. Thank you. Okay, that's quite a lot, but there we go. Four of Pentacles, Justice, Five of Swords, and Eight of Pentacles. Under temptation. Okay, I see what's happening over here. Okay. So with regards to you, you've got a big shock or surprise coming your way that is going to really be so emotionally motivating for you to move forward. And it could be a brand new job as well, this new idea that you have with that Ace of Wands, this brand new opportunity that you're using. You see how that's like the Knight of Wands is taking that Ace of Wands and he's driving forward and he's planting it down, he's making it happen. Okay, oh, wrong way. So if this independence for you is about you got this new business idea or venture, or this new spiritual venture that you're going on, it looks like this, you're moving on. There's some sort of movement here. It could be metaphoric, of course. Okay, but whatever that is, okay, the temptation is basically coming on to say that when you charge forward with this new idea, concept, this new beginning, really, because now you have to, things have been shaken up and now you need to think outside the box and you've come up with a great plan. There is a temptation where in the past perhaps you have you've been so used to the struggle and holding back. So holding back your emotions, holding back your finances, basically just not living in a space of more and more living in a space of lack. Okay. That is the thing that's going to come into balance where you start to realize it. Okay, when you start to address those darker aspects of yourself, okay, you're going to see that the struggle that you've been through is now being balanced with all this good karma. Okay, and also it feels like where there have been situations, I feel like this is kind of connected to the Tower, that if there has been people around you who have only put their own interests first and not considered you, okay, and you've had to be dealing with that, that is all coming together. And basically what's happening is the Justice comes in, okay, to bring justice to people, your soul, not your soul tribe, but your tribe, your friends, your family, your work colleagues, anyone in your sphere. Balance is coming to those who basically were self-serving. He wins a battle but loses the war. You're winning the war here. Okay, he's losing the war, but he's won the battle so many times. What's actually happening here is balance is coming into that, and it's something that you have to work on. Okay, that's why the temptation card is here. So what's really going on is you are working on your gremlins, okay, about why you allowed people to keep you to serve themselves at your expense. Does that make sense? Okay, so in any sort of toxic relationship or situation, there's like a give and take. Obviously a beautiful kind of, I want to say lekker harmony, Afrikaans, a nice harmony between people would be the number 6, where it's give and take, equal give and take, ooh la la, happiness, and you've got more than enough to give, and the more you give, the more you receive, all that sort of stuff, right? Usually in relationships that are toxic, there's too much give on one aspect and too much take in the other. So it's unbalanced, okay? It's not like this, it's unbalanced. Okay, so when we come into identification of that, or awareness, not identification because that's labeling, but when we come into awareness of the fact that there has been an imbalance, I've given more than I've taken, or it could be that you've taken more than you've given, you start to recognize that. And as you recognize that, you need to, that's what you're working on. Okay, that is what you're working on. You're working on this element of feeling imprisoned, feeling confined, and sort of almost isolated as well, because there's like over this obsessive nature of you look at your behaviors, you look at your tendencies in certain relationships. I feel that this is quite relationship orientated, but it's affecting in the physical as well, obviously. It's like you're looking at those interactions. A relationship, there's always more than one person, right? It's not just you with yourself. You're looking at that and you're recognizing the work that you're doing. You're recognizing that actually I've only ever been winning the battle and losing the war, okay? And I've just been trying to get through the temporary aspect, but I'm actually not serving myself in the long term. You're coming into understanding of that, or you're coming into understanding of where there has been too much give or take. There's been an imbalance in certain situations, and as you're looking at that and addressing that, you are then able to release it, and that's what you are unzipping. You're looking at those little gremlins, okay? Because I know that many people could have abusive relationships or for situations where things are unbalanced, but sometimes it comes down to a sense of responsibility in terms of what you allow something, okay? We could be so used to behaving in a certain way that that is your personality almost, okay? And people can see it a mile away. People just know. People read so much intuitively about a person. And now what's happening is you're starting to look at and address those areas that where you have perhaps been a little bit responsible for it in terms of in either enabling it or at the very least allowing something, okay? Allowing something to happen or to be that wasn't really in the truest alignment with yourself. And the only way you can figure out what your own true alignment is to be honest with yourself. Okay, so what you really are doing is you're moving into, with this eclipse energy, this manifesting, this creating this new lifestyle for yourself. You are starting to address the areas that are where you are holding yourself back or have held yourself back. Okay, it is reflected and mirrored back into from your relationships. You see, you're moving on to calmer waters there. But really, what you're doing is you're allowing yourself to see where perhaps you have had a certain belief system or you have allowed a certain thing to happen, and how can you shift that up? So you're working on it, and you're working on it because you've had this sudden tower moment to thrust you out of that energy, to put you in a stronger position to really view it. It's really, really positive. Really positive. So it's all about this gateway here. This portal is all about the portal to your own inner truth. Okay, and when we look at our own inner truth, we have to be true to ourselves. Okay, we have to be honest with ourselves. We can't lie to ourselves. We often lie to ourselves all the time, you know. Doesn't serve us. We just keep the same spiral going, the same vicious circle, so we don't grow, we don't move on, we don't get things that we want, unless we really look at, where am I holding myself back? Okay, can we get a numerology card please for group number 3? Thank you. A time for healing. See, you're healing because you're working on these temptations, these obsessions, these imbalanced situations, and you're working on your little gremlins. So it is a time for healing. So this is a very, very powerful time for you. But you're getting that little it's like spirit is airlifting you out of a situation, so plopping you into a strong position where you can really address this in a from a strong standpoint where you feel supported. So it's really a beautiful transformational time for you. Okay, and as you recognize and do the work in terms of, once you recognize where the gremlins lie, you know, you can bring light to them. So they're no longer dark gremlins, but they're happy little gummy bears. Right. Thank you. Akasha, yes, your guidance is divinely guided. Yes. So, this portal that you're moving through, this unzipping, okay, to really see what's going on beneath the surface, is guided to you. These little upsets, these things which put us out of our comfort zone, are very, very promising. Okay, it is guided. It is guided. Spirit knows what's best. It is a time for healing. It is the time to really start to heal these things, so we can bring balance to them and closure, release them, and move on. Oh, group number 3. Very good. Right, so I'll get a little charm for you. I've got my eyes closed for this. You're just going to have to trust me. Which charm do we have for group group number 3. Oh, you've got the leaf. Okay, so with the leaf, this talks about fertility. This talks about fertile soil. Okay, so planting new things. And when we see you are moving from a desert scape into like a forest of where there is much abundance, more than enough than you need, and that's what you're moving into. So where you have been in a bit of a desert, the leaf is now coming in to tell you that actually there is abundance coming towards you. There is fertile ground to plant new seeds and new lifestyles and new ways of being for the future. So that's all I have for you, group number 3. I hope that it resonated. I hope you liked it. If you did, please do like, subscribe, comment and share. Best of luck for the eclipse. It will be amazing for you. It might be quite tricky to look at your little gremlins, but you are you're in a good position to do so now. The time is now. Okay, so best of luck. I wish you all the best. Take care. Bye.